Hey everybody, it's your friend Kevin coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina with my sidekick Freddie the Teddy. Today's Wednesday, the 4th of January 2023, and this is your card of the day. So we're using Angel Wisdom Tarot again by Radley Valentine, illustrations by Dan Craig. So here we go. Great Father in the sky, Mother in the earth, angels from all corners of the globe, ancestors, beings of the light, thank you for stepping in where you've always been, and thank you for guiding the message through these tools. I set the intention that whatever is gained from this card today be for the highest message of everybody concerned. So it is, and so shall it be. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, the wise counselor. Now, I think, if I'm not wrong, without looking it up, I think that this card in traditional tarot would likely be the Hierophant. Could also be Judgment. I'm not really sure. I actually like these tarot cards, so I tend to take a bit of a step away from the traditional tarot with their names, and these seem to work better for a modern day. So here we see we have Archangel Sandalphon, who is the messenger of God, who takes all of the messages to God, your prayers being answered. So this is an indication that whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart, whatever you are contemplating and thinking about does possibly require a little bit more, how can I put it, astute, a bit more thought, if you will. This is a number 5. For me, a number 5 card is a learning card, an expansion card, a card to look at all aspects, a card to see and learn and just gather some more information. So the message here is unity with spirituality minded, unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help and trust that the answers will come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which one is best for you. I really like this card, and I really like it for today's energy because we're in the middle of a week and we've just really kicked off a new year, chronologically, if you will. I think every day is a new aspect, and it can be chopped up into all kinds of segments. I mean, we can start the day on the right foot or on the back foot. We can start the day with our hearts open to contrast and to whatever comes up, or the opposite. We can start the day with dragging whatever's been in our bucket from the day before. This card is basically saying that if you are studying on a spiritual level, I would suggest that you look at the textbooks that you're studying, perhaps some meditation techniques. Do one of two things. Think about what your heart, your emotions are wanting you to follow and what you actually are following, just to see if they marry up, if they line up. There's always a bit of a difficult trend when what we've learned we really get into, we really like, and we really want to study it. And the tendency is to stay in that space, which is nothing wrong with it. But this card's suggesting we expand our spiritual knowledge, expand our spiritual connections, take it to a bit more of a bit of a bigger, oh God, what am I looking for? Another step, a bigger step. I am going to read what the guidebook says because I think that's important. It also gives me a different layer to come with you, to come to you with. So no matter what or which spiritual language you're choosing, Archangel Sandalphon will act as your liaison to the source. His desire is to see that your prayers are heard and they're answered. In this deck, you've got a kind and compassionate emperor, which is this wise counselor. That's not always the case with people in charge. Structure and discipline can turn into tyranny in the wrong hands. There's a need for spiritual teachers and leaders to provide a moral compass. The wise counselor card is about belief systems and that guide you on your pathway, bringing you courage, self-respect, and ultimately peace. It's your connection to the divine. The wise counselor is also a duality card because it can reflect a need to adopt a traditional approach, or it might ask that you toss tradition out the window and go your own way. Which aspect of the card is recommended depends on the other cards in the reading. We're not pulling any more cards, so this is really taking a look at modern thought processes over traditional ways of doing things. The wise counselor reflects being in a community of like-minded people who support one another and are locating a spiritual mentor or guide who can help you find your way. So additional meanings for this would be to do the right thing for the right reasons, by also remaining true to your own principles, respecting your elders and all the lessons that you've learned up to this point. I'd say also get in the power of prayer. That really lands. That really lands for me. I would say, in a bigger picture, broader sense, today's the day that you get a little bit more introspective. It's odd that all of us should be in a culture where many different religious beliefs are being tested. Our faith is being tested. What we believe, what we think, what we feel, how we've been taught is being tested. You can expand that out into all avenues of life, physical life, this physical life. You can expand it out into race, you can expand it out into religion, all of the somewhat taboo subjects that create a little bit of tension. It seems interesting that we're all coming together at this place, but above all, the spirit world as I know it, and my friends know it, and those of us that are in the Certified Angel Associate course know it, everyone comes together with one goal, and that is to uplift in joy, uplift in hope, uplift in moving everything forward. And we're not really worried about whether one of us is this way or that way, believes this or believes that. I know in my yoga journey, when I was teaching yoga, practicing yoga, and going through that transformative period, there were many that had all sorts of beliefs. And then there were those leaders of those yogic traditions who seemed hardwired and somewhat demonstrative, beating down the bush by saying, this is the way you do it, you have to do it this way, don't be this, don't be that. Sometimes the way to not doing things means we have to do it to see that this wasn't right, didn't quite work. And this is what this card's saying. Use your inner knowledge and your instinct. Use the power of your spiritual connection to the divine. Listen, because it means that's the tough part. The intuitive listening is another discipline. Meditation led me there, but I had to go through months and months and months of the mind wandering off. It still does it a little bit. But then I got to a place where there's where the wisdom is. And it can't be done in 5 minutes. And I think this is what this wise counselor card is saying. Use this time, this day, this early part of the year to sift through the kind of belief system and doctrines that you want to follow, that you're interested in studying. There's so many online resources, so many, from so many wonderful spiritual leaders. I mean, you just go to the Hay House site and you can find a plethora of them. There will be one that will jump out to you. There will be one that you resonate with. And there will be others that say a similar thing, speak a similar language, but won't necessarily connect with you. The challenge is making sure that we follow what does connect and avoid judging what did not connect. I think it's easy to say to other people, this one worked for me and I really like this one and this one's so great. And this, almost like you're a salesperson for that line of thought or that line of belief. For me, I think it's all good as long as you're led to the right end goal. You're doing a good thing. All right, my friends, thanks so much for listening, supporting, and sharing, liking, subscribing. It's all so good and so helpful. Until tomorrow, have a great Wednesday. I love you. Bye.